So I came here to a pretty cool little castle, a little story behind it. I've just been to visit Rob Roy's grave, and then I was looking up a little bit, and then this castle was mentioned. Now, I'll show you what it is. Kevinwhere Castle. So this was built in 1400, and in about 1500 it was bought by the Campbell clan. Now the reason a little bit unusual about Rob Roy being here is because he didn't get on with the Campbell clan ordinarily, but he did with one of the Campbells, Colin Campbell I think it was. And Colin Campbell was a good friend of the king at the time. So this is where they used to live. And they owned this for hundreds of years. It's now a ruin, obviously. But a few little interesting things. So what they did was, they built a mausoleum on the site where the Campbell clan was buried. Now this place is meant to be haunted, and you'll know why in a bit when I tell you or show you something else. So we'll have a little look at the castle. I'll then go over to the mausoleum. Seems to be loads of midges about. It's nearly December. Does Scotland never not have midges? Anyway, let's have a look at the castle. So I can see the castle was built in 1400. It was taken over by the Campbell family in 1503, I think. And it was in their family for generations. It actually used to be, there used to be like an army camp here, sort of 1700s times. It was here for about 150 years. It was on the grounds, it wasn't in the castle. But let's have a little look in there. Kind of just imagine all the different floors. Obviously where there's a window there'll have been a floor. So what's that? Got this ground floor here. 1, 2, 3 floors maybe. Going all the way up. Can't really go very many places in here, to be honest with you. Just because it is such a ruin. There was a sign coming in saying danger. Yeah, let me just go out this way. Yeah, so regards Rob Roy and the Campbell family, they didn't really get on. Neighbouring clans, but they had one common enemy, which was the Laird of Montrose, I think. I'm not sure on that, but it was the Montrose clan. So they kind of used to club together a lot of the times to fight against him, I guess. But in, I don't know, early 1700s, everyone was kind of asked to give in their arms, and this castle was used as a place for people to come in, all the Highlanders, all the clans, to come in, like an amnesty of their arms. Not everybody did it. However, Rob Roy did. So he was getting on at the time, and what he did was he marched the I think it's around 20 miles from where he was from, but he did it in style, and he came with 40 of his clan members, and he had a piper leading the way, and he showed up kind of show of force, and to kind of show, I guess, he's top dog, or that's what he was like to portray. So he did come and he did hand all his arms in, but he did it in style. So now we'll go over to the museum family. I think this was built 1600s-ish, 1625, I think. Just to point out as well, there's actually 2 graves that are outside of the mausoleum. And these 2 people, Campbell and Alma Graham, she was from the House of Montrose, and obviously Sir Gavin Campbell, he's a Sir, was part of the Campbell family. They had no children. The reason they're buried outside here is because, or apparently, they had no children, and they thought that the Campbell clan was kind of going to come to an end soon, of which it did in around 1850, I think it died out. So it went from being one of the biggest clans to nothing at all in quite a short space of time, really, in history. So this is the mausoleum. Have a little look around it. And then we'll have a little look in it. So I guess all these wouldn't have been bricked up. I don't know if it's had restoration work done to it, just with the age of it. I don't know. But it's kind of been left to go to ruin. Now I don't know if the bodies are still in here. I'm gonna guess not. However, it doesn't say anywhere that I've read that the bodies were taken and moved anywhere. I might be wrong, maybe you can let me know. So here we go. This of course would have been the entrance. Everything's fell down, so and then in here we do have these, which are a little bit spooky, which I'm gonna guess was kind of the plots, I guess, or little caverns where the bodies would have been kept in the mausoleum. Now I can't really see them all. I'm sure there's some more buried, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There'll be one over there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As the sun goes that way. Yeah, maybe as the sun goes along the back there. But obviously it's all collapsed, so buried upon buried. Now, like I see, this place is meant to be haunted. If there's bodies in here, don't see why it wouldn't be. Now, there's something else about this place that kind of makes it more apparent that it could be haunted. So over here, they were quite a brutal family, the Campbells. They used to take a lot of prisoners, as you can imagine, and they used to bring them here. They used to lock them up, and then they used to have often, people would be locked up for absolutely anything those days, you know, taking some bread or something like that. Now, here is what and there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people hung from this tree here. And in 1926, the main branch, which went along here, that was cut down. And on that branch, there was an indentation like a track mark or indentation into the branch off all the rope. So you can imagine how many people had been hung there to create an indentation in a big thick branch. So I'll take you around, I'll show you where that was, and you can kind of imagine what it would have been like being walked from the castle along here, down this path, knowing what's going to happen to you. There's no doubt would have been mobs of people here, you know, baying for blood. I'm not sure if back in that time people liked these things, or they were kind of expected or forced to show that they enjoyed it or accepted it, maybe. Maybe they were just scared. Scared that if they didn't enjoy it, they'd be next. So no doubt that was kind of the main entrance to the castle at one point. And if you come up this way, this is where people would have been taken around here. Vinny leading the way. You're not getting hung, Vinny, don't worry. And you'll be led up there. And you come to these steps. Now imagine what your heart's going like. There'll have probably been people all round here shouting, screaming, throwing things, maybes. And you're led up these steps to the hanging tree. Now let's have a little go up. "12 steps. Don't know if that's any significance, but so this is the hanging tree. Now I'm gonna guess that maybe the branch that was cut off was maybe around here. Kind of makes sense. This is like a bit of a platform. You come up the stairs, and you've got a bit of a platform here underneath the tree. So it would have been high up. Maybe there's not as many trees as what there is here now. The Campbells actually planted all of the trees on this site. So there was no trees here when the Campbell family, well, maybe small trees, but no big trees like what you see here now. These were all planted by the Campbell family as a way of means to kind of hide the castle a little bit. So this is the hanging tree. So hundreds, maybe thousands of people were hung right on this spot. How gruesome is that? Unbelievable, Jeff. To stand here knowing what's actually happened here. Now I was going to climb up there and kind of have a bit of a look, but kind of me. I thought I was going to climb up there, fall, bang my head or something like that and die. Kevin died at the hanging tree 2024. The last person to die. So I didn't do that. So there you go. Thought I'd give you a little trip around. There's a cemetery outside the castle. There you go. There you go. I hope you know a little bit more about it now. I'll see where the next stop I go. I don't even know myself yet, but we'll see where we end up.